us and fish. What about chickens or geese? A growing number of people in our region are becoming backyard farmers, looking to improve their diets and save a few bucks as food prices go through the roof. Armando Truel headed to Spotsylvania, Virginia's homegrown farmers.
It's been 5 decades since Lara Brooks first cupped a tiny yellow chick in her palms. It's a job she learned at a tender age.
I remember my uncle, when I was 2 years old, sending me in to feed little chicks in a brooder, and I had no idea what a brooder was. All I saw was a round light in a dark shed with a circle around it and these little yellow puffballs, and I was supposed to take care of them.
Lara Brooks is now the mother hen of a small organic egg and produce farm that she runs from her backyard in Spotsylvania.
I was always economically challenged as a single mother with 2 children. I always kept a garden. The health benefits are incredible in addition to the cost benefits.
Brooks uses natural feed for her 120 chickens, and she avoids chemical or genetically enhanced pesticides or herbicides.
That really is a danger to our future generations. I do not give steroids, antibiotics, anything unnatural of any kind to my hens.
Brooks' eggs are organically certified by the state, and she collects them twice a day from the red clapboard barn she uses as a coop.
3 blue eggs, 1 white, and 1 brown egg. Now here's a hen setting in a nest. She might get a little possessive. She just pecked my thumb, picked her up a little bit. I've got very warm. And there's 1 egg under her. And it's beautiful. It's a jumbo light brown egg. She's still talking to me. Get away, she says.
The fowls run around freely in Brooks' backyard. Some of them will wind up on the dinner plate.
And I do slaughter roosters, but I slaughter any of the hens, because I think that the hens have done their work. They've given what they need to give in life's circle.
Organic farms like Lara Brooks are one of the fastest growing segments of the agricultural industry, particularly as people's grocery bills rise. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics says food prices rose almost 4% in March alone. For local food producers like Lara Brooks, the silver lining is the spike in demand for their products.
People, vendors, everyone are eager to get their hands on local foods. I have been met in the last year with more acceptance than I have in the last 5.
One of the people who buys organic eggs from Lara Brooks is butcher Lee Russell, who sells them at his old butcher shop in Fredericksburg.
The free-range chicken eggs is something that it's better than what you can buy elsewhere.
Russell is sharpening his knife as he gets ready to make some red-hot chipotle sausage. Russell says that, in his experience, local produce is less affected by hikes in food prices, but that's not the only reason he uses organic eggs.
You can't manufacture an egg that has the taste and the protein in it unless you use a free-range chicken.
Customer Brenda Sauls says organic eggs have other benefits.
I always say I like my antibiotics prescribed by a doctor, not in my meat.
Lara Brooks hears similar comments from other customers, and she says they make it worthwhile to get up with the chickens each morning.
Knowing that people are coming in, buying for a healthy price. The eggs that I've collected, hand-washed, hand-sorted, from hens that I've chosen based on the palette of the colors of eggs they lay, and they're treated with love. This is humane, and it's humane in a full way.
Brooks is building more organic planters in her backyard for her herbs and vegetables.
Economically, it's not making me rich. It's a labor of love. But it's really, at this point, a lifestyle choice for me, because I choose to be off the grid.
But not so far off the grid that she won't use a few modern conveniences like social media.
On Twitter, I'm just got laid, L-A-Y-E-D.
And that's no yoke.
That's no yoke.
If you tweet Lara, she may share tips about growing your own fruits and veggies, and if you're into chickens, she might even explain what a brooder is. I'm Armando.
You can take a photo tour of Lara Brooks' chicken farm and see how the sausage is made at the old butcher shop in Fredericksburg on our website, metroconnection.org.
I'm putting all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah, so this was my life.
I'm betting
I
everything I've got on you.
had a farm.
lost the farm and the divorce I've mentioned. And,
And,
that's where it's at. But I've been aware of the things that we're all dealing with, the toxins, the chemtrails, how they're poisoning us for a long, long time. And the reason that I have so few views is because I'm being censored, because I've got some messages to bring out. I've been gang stalked for a long time. But here's the CD of the show. I still have that. My ex-husband took everything I owned, pretty much. So I wanted to share this, and I'm going to go ahead and read what will be also in the description. So bear with me here. I grew up raised in part on a large working farm of a kind uncle and his family who took me in to protect me from parental abuse. I grew up in Washington, D.C. My father was a part of secret societies, and my mother too. They both came from those families. I was early MK Ultra, I am sure of it. We're talking the very early 1960s in D.C. She was a nurse and he was a teacher and ex-military. Some of my earliest and certainly my best memories are from where I lived with my uncle on his farm from age 2 to 4, and then I spent Christmas, Easter, and summer vacations there until age 10, when both my parents and my aunt and uncle separated and divorced. I loved life there, as you can imagine, and I never wanted to go home. How that set my goal to have a farm and raise my family on it. At 18, I moved to another uncle's even larger farm, now owned by the Amish. He wanted to leave it to me if I would marry the Baptist preacher's son in an arranged marriage, but I couldn't wrap my mind around that then. At 18 there, I subscribed to Rodale's Organic Gardening magazine, which had just came out, and by 18 I was raising all of the vegetables, providing them to local churches, and then by 21 as a single mother of two, well, a single mother by 27, but at 21 I was raising and preserving, and I'm a master food preserver, my children's and my own non-hybrid vegetables and herbs, free of any chemicals, and I did this for decades. In 2007, I started this home business, which was called Home, Our Home Farm, on a small property outside Richmond, Virginia, and it grew. I became a USDA certified poultry and produce grower. My daughter was my partner, in addition to upscale organic and specialty stores in the Washington, D.C. and Virginia area. I set up stands at farmers markets. I even shipped heritage and rare breed hatching eggs, chicks, and goslings nationwide. The geese were Sebastopols. They're beautiful. They look like angels. They have long trailing feathers like white dreadlocks. And they're sweet, so kind. The most amazing geese. So this interview that I just shared with you was done on April 6th of 2011. You can't find it on the archives because NPR pulled it after I made a comment in I believe it was late 2013 or early 2014 online under an article, or on the webpage of an article where they had interviewed two young men who, well, in their 20s, a startup company who was trying to produce artificial eggs, and then you can imagine it got the attention of one of the richest men in the world. Okay, so then they pulled my this interview from the archives online, and fortunately I own the CD. So I just want to say also, in the introduction, you hear me say they're just dumb birds. I didn't say that. I said people think they're just dumb birds, but the words people think had been taken out. I don't think they're dumb. I think all animals are God's perfect creations, and chickens certainly are wonderful and peaceful, and eggs are the perfect food. Okay, thanks for listening. This good prevails. I love you. God bless, and be safe. Bye.